You have nights when your mind will not quiet. You lie awake and replay the day. Small worries grow into loud monsters. You think about what you said. You think about what you did not say. You worry about tomorrow like it is already here. You may feel tired and still keep going. You may measure your worth by what you did. You may believe that if you rested, you would be lazy, or that God is only pleased when you are busy. That idea wears you down. It is a misunderstanding that many of us carry. It is easy to believe that God watches only when you perform well. It is easy to think God notices only your success. Those thoughts make your nights heavy. They make your heart tight. You may also feel alone. You might feel like your small problems are too silly to bring to God. You might fear telling God the real, messy things. You wonder if He hears you in the dark. You worry that asking for help is a bother. These are honest feelings. They are not wrong to feel. They do not make you weak. They show you are human. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be unsure. You are allowed to need rest. There is a voice inside that says you should figure it out alone. That voice is loud at night. It tells you that if you stop controlling things, everything will fall apart. It tells you that God will not notice the small parts that trouble you. It tells you that being busy is proof you are okay. These words are common. They are parts of a misunderstanding. They are not the whole truth. The heart can believe many half-truths. They look strong, but they break under the weight of real life. You did not make them up alone. Many people pass these ideas down. They sound wise, but they steal your peace. You are not the only one who feels this way. Many saints and ordinary people have sat in the dark with the same fears. That is why God speaks gently. He meets us in our smallness. He does not shame our tiredness. He does not require perfect answers. You can bring what you have. You can bring the heavy thoughts and the small details. You can bring the untidy, unfinished things. You can bring the things you are embarrassed to name. God is big enough for the mess. You do not need to hide. Psalm 13 says, "The psalmist felt forgotten and asked God how long. He cried out with honest pain." When you hear that, you are reminded it is okay to ask the same question. You are not the only one who has felt unseen or delayed. The psalm shows that the feelings of being forgotten are real. It also points to a step toward hope. It models bringing the raw feeling to God, not pretending it is not there. The psalmist does not hide the question. He speaks it with trembling. He trusted God enough to say the truth. That simple act matters more than the words you think you should pray. Saying the truth opens a small door. It lets light touch the fear. You do not have to fix everything before you speak with God. You can speak as you are. The psalm teaches this quiet courage. Imagine you are sitting on a bed with a lamp on. The light is soft. You do not need bright lights to see the shape of your worry. The lamp is like a friend who listens. You do not have to make your story perfect. You do not have to hide the parts that feel silly. You can name one worry out loud. You can whisper it. The act of saying it makes it smaller. It moves the worry from your mind to the room. It becomes something you can look at. It stops the worry from wrecking the whole night. You might find it strange. You might find relief. This is a small spiritual practice. It is not magical. It is honest. It teaches your heart to trust that God will not be overwhelmed by the small things. You might imagine God as watching only when you perform. That is a picture many of us have. But the life of faith changes that picture. Faith teaches that God cares about your rest. He wants you to sleep. He wants your heart to be healed. The first step is to notice the misunderstanding. Name it. Say it to God. The second step is to stay quiet and listen. Let God respond in a small way. He may bring a gentle thought, a peaceful image, or a memory of love. He may remind you of something true and small. Let that reminder be enough for tonight. You do not have to solve every fear before morning. The goal tonight is rest, not perfect faith. Breathe. Let the truth meet the fear. Let a small light touch your thought. You can begin there. When you are ready, tell God how you feel. Speak simply. Use short sentences. You do not need fancy words. You do not need to fix everything in one moment. The earliest prayers are honest ones. They just say, I am tired. I am afraid. I need you. Start with that. Let truth and tenderness guide you into rest. You have been stretched. You have been pulled in many directions. You may have learned hard lessons. You may have felt the burn of disappointment. Those times can feel like sharp winds. They push and bruise you, yet they also shape you quietly. Hard seasons teach slow lessons, yet they teach the heart what it cannot notice in easy times. They show the strength you really have. They reveal what you value most. They remove the extra that hides the real. Think about a tree in wind. At first, the storm seems to threaten the tree. Branches may bend, leaves may scatter, but a strong tree sends its roots deeper. It does not cling to every lost leaf. It learns to hold steady. The root grows, holding what matters. Trials can do the same for you. They can teach you where your true roots are. They can teach you to hold what matters and let go of what does not. Your growth in difficulty is not always loud. It is often slow and hidden. You may not notice the change right away. Like a seed in dark soil, growth happens under the surface. The discomfort is part of forming new strength. When you feel cracked, yet it can be the beginning of a new shape. Your heart learns patience. It learns endurance. You learn to walk with fewer answers. You learn to depend on smaller truths. You may find new compassion inside you. You may find a quiet courage. This is the work of slow mending. It is honest, not heroic. You are not expected to become perfect quickly. You are invited to grow gently. Psalm 23 says, God is your shepherd who guides you through dark valleys. This psalm uses the picture of a shepherd and sheep. It shows that even in the low places, you are not left alone. The shepherd knows the path. He leads with care. He brings rest beside quiet waters. When you read this, you can imagine a patient guide who knows how to carry you in hard times. The psalm does not promise no trouble. It promises company and care in the trouble. And that is the heart of your growth. You do not change by struggling alone. You change with a steady presence beside you. The shepherd's rod and staff are comforts, not punishments. They guide and protect. When you are tired, the shepherd gives rest. When you are afraid, he walks with you. The psalm helps you see that the trial's purpose is not to break you forever. It is to bring you to a place of safer rest and deeper trust. Think of your difficulty as clay on a potter's wheel. The potter's hands shape the clay with careful pressure. The pressure is not to hurt the clay. It is to make it useful and beautiful. Your trials are the potter's gentle touch. You might not like the squeeze, but the result can hold water and offer shelter. This is not a harsh image. It is a humble one. The potter works with care. You are not crushed, yet you are formed. Growth in difficulty asks for patience. It asks for a small surrender to the process. You do not have to know the whole design. You only need to trust the hands shaping you. Keep small, steady habits in hard times. Pray quietly. Read a short verse. Take a slow walk. Speak one kind word to yourself. Rest in small ways. Do not wait for a big change to let these small things matter. The shepherd's care is in the tiny, steady acts. Nightly rest is one of those acts. It is part of your forming. Let the habit of rest be a place where your roots can find steadiness. You are not rushing to arrive. You are learning to remain in the presence of your shepherd. That is honest growth. Faith is a small lamp in a big, dark room. It does not chase away every shadow at once. It shows your next step. It holds enough light to guide you. Perseverance is the hand that keeps the lamp steady. It is not a heroic effort. It is a steady, humble holding. You do this by breathing and returning your focus to what is true. You do this by choosing one small truth when the night brings many lies. A truth could be, God is present, or God cares about my sleep, or my small worry is known. These are simple statements, They are not grand theology. They are true and enough. Psalm 46 says, God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in trouble. This psalm gives a calm picture of safety. Imagine a sturdy shelter in a storm. The shelter does not stop the wind. It protects you inside. The psalm invites you to see God in that shelter. It teaches that trouble can be met without panic. The presence of God changes how you face trouble. You do not have to fight alone, yet you do not have to pretend you are not afraid. The shelter is not a promise that nothing bad will happen. It is the promise that you will not be alone inside the storm. You will have strength to face the morning. When you hold this truth, perseverance becomes a steady rhythm. You take a small step. You breathe. You return to the shelter. You hold the lamp. You do not run from the night. You keep watch with God. Perseverance looks like small, faithful acts repeated. It looks like turning to prayer even when your voice trembles. It looks like choosing rest even when worry tempts you to do more. It looks like staying present with a friend even when you would rather withdraw. These are not big feats. They are tiny, brave choices. Each one strengthens your heart. Over time, these choices add up. They form a steady muscle of trust. I do not despise small things. They matter. Keep the lamp steady and the shelter near. There is a gentle warning that comes with being steady. It is not a harsh scold. It is a loving nudge. Sometimes your heart will try to build a counterfeit refuge. You might choose coping that dulls rather than heals. You might find comfort in habits that keep you busy, but do not give life. You may rely on praise to feel worthy. You may hold tightly to control. These things can look like faith. They can even help for a little while, but they do not lead to deep rest. They can become a slow drift away from what saves you. The warning is simply this: notice what you lean on. Ask if it really heals your heart. Ask if it points you toward Jesus or away from him. Psalm 51 says, the psalmist asks God to create a clean heart and renew a right spirit. This psalm is full of honest repentance. It shows a person who faced his own wrongs and turned back. The warning in the psalm is not a scare. It is a guide. It says, we can be honest about what harms us. We can ask God to help us change. But the psalm also points to deeper help than self-effort. It hints that we cannot clean our hearts alone. We need grace. We need someone who makes us new. That someone is Jesus. He offers forgiveness that is not earned by busyness or good deeds. He offers a care that looks at the tired and says, come, rest. The psalm invites you to bring what is broken. It teaches that God wants your honest heart more than your perfect words. Turn your attention to Jesus. He is the one who meets tired hearts. you see him, you do not have to carry the weight alone. He does not shame you for being burdened when he gently lifts what you cannot carry. The warning is to not hide behind activity. It is to not confuse being busy with being faithful. Faith is not proving yourself. Faith is resting in a person, Jesus, who loves you and renews you. Let that truth shift your aims tonight. Let it move you away from trying to earn worth and toward leaning on his love. The refining process can feel like a slow heat. It is not always pleasant. It can be like standing near a fire to warm while the smoke stings your eyes. The good of the process is that the smoke helps you see what matters most. The heat pulls away the loose and weak pieces. It leaves the stronger parts. This is a kind of gentle clearing. It is not punishment. It is shaping. You may feel tested. You may feel stretched, yet refining does not leave you alone in the furnace. It is a careful work. The refiner watches the silver. He knows when to take it out. He does not rush. He does not leave it too long. God works like a loving refiner. He removes what must go. He keeps what will hold beauty and use. This process takes time and trust. Psalm 66 says, God has refined us like silver, putting us through fire to purify us. The psalm uses the picture of testing and refining. It shows that God's refining has a purpose. It is to make what is valuable more visible. It is not to hurt without meaning. Think of a fruit that becomes sweeter after it ripens. The ripening process involves pressure and heat. It is part of growth, not harm. The psalm helps you see that trials can make your faith sharper and your heart softer. They can create a clearer reflection of what God has done in you. This is the hopeful aim of refining. It does not leave you raw forever. It aims to bring forth a beauty that serves. During refining, you do not have to pretend you are already finished. The honest part is to say you are being worked on. You can speak that to God. Say, I am tired, but I am willing to be made new. Say, I am small, but I trust you to shape me. These words are not bravado. They are real trust. The refiner's hand is patient. He will not make you perfect the first night. He is content with small steps. He lifts what you cannot lift. He gives you rest between the shaping. You will have peaceful pauses. In those pauses, healing happens. Rest is part of refinement. You do not have to only endure. You can also receive comfort. Hold a simple image in your mind, a potter at the wheel and a fire that warms the clay. Both images show care and craft. Both show a maker who intends good use. You are being formed for usefulness and beauty, not for show. This is hopeful. It is an honest hope. It holds the truth that work and rest go together. Day by day, the shaping continues. Night by night, you are given moments to lay down and breathe. As you come to the end of the night, remember a promise that watches over you. It is a promise about keeping and guarding. You are loved enough to be watched. You are not a small thing to the big God. He knows your comings and goings. He is awake when you sleep. That thought can change the dark. It can make your bed feel like a watched place, not a lonely one. Picture a gentle guardian on the hills above your home. Picture a lamp that keeps your doorstep bright. This is not a big, distant force, yet it is a near presence who watches with care. The promise is not that you will have no trouble. The promise is that you will have company through it. Psalm 121 says, "The psalmist looks up to the hills and remembers the one who keeps his foot from slipping." The psalm speaks of a vigilant keeper who watches day and night. It uses the image of a helper who never sleeps. This is a tender picture for your night prayer. It reminds you that someone is tending you even when you rest. The one who made the stars is attentive to the small details of your life. He watches over your going out and your coming in. That includes your sleep. You can let that truth settle in your heart. Now breathe slowly. Let a soft prayer rise from the quiet place inside you. Speak aloud or in your mind. You can say simple words, but you can say them like a child speaks before sleep. Lord, I am tired. I need you to watch over me. I bring my small fears and my big ones. I am not perfect tonight. I do not have all the answers. Help me rest. Help me find a small peace. Hold my heart while I sleep. Keep my mind from spinning. Calm the jangling worry. Put a gentle guard around my thoughts. Let your presence be a warm blanket over my chest. You are patient with my questions. You are kind with my weakness. If any pain or worry is heavy, take some of it tonight. Carry what I cannot. Teach me how to let go. If there are ways I cling to busy work to avoid rest, show me gently. Help me trust you more than my own doing. If I am tempted to prove my worth by how much I accomplish, remind me that my value is found in you. I rest knowing your love is not earned. I rest in the one who came to carry our burdens. Thank you for Jesus who meets the tired. He leaned into our smallness without judgment. He invites the weary to find rest. Thank you that his love covers my failures. Thank you that your mercy is new in the morning. Lord, watch over my sleeping body. Watch over the people I love. Keep them safe through the night. Give comfort to those who are lonely or afraid. Give peace to those who are sick. Help us all to wake with a little more courage and a little more grace. Teach us to carry hope into the new day. Let the rest tonight be part of our healing. Let this night teach us that you are faithful. Let it remind us that rest is a holy thing. As you drift towards sleep, remember one small truth. You are watched by a loving God. He is near. He is steady. He is kind. He will not let you fall. Let that promise be a quiet light in your chest,